About 13.8 billion years ago, the universe began with a single, unimaginable explosion. The Big Bang, creating everything from nothing. Matter, energy, time, and space were born in an instant, giving rise to galaxies, stars, planets, and eventually our fragile Earth. A fiery sphere of rock and gas slowly cooled into a living planet. For millions of years, rain fell endlessly, shaping vast oceans. Volcanoes roared and raged, forging continents from fire and stone. On this tiny blue world, life found a way. First came tiny cells, then complex organisms, swimming creatures, and finally those that crawled onto land. After millions of generations of evolution, one species stood up: humans. With curious minds and skillful hands, humans dared to defy nature. They learned to survive, to hunt, to build, to think, and to invent. These are the first 5 inventions that forever changed our destiny. For millions of years, fire existed only in nature, in lightning that struck forests, in erupting volcanoes, in branches set ablaze by the scorching sun. Early humans didn't create fire at first. They learned to keep it alive. When lightning ignited a tree, they carefully carried the embers, feeding them, protecting the flame. The greatest breakthrough came when they learned to make fire themselves. Archaeologists believe this happened more than 1 million years ago. They would rub 2 pieces of dry wood together or strike flint stones to create sparks that lit dry grass. Fire brought cooking. Cooked food gave humans more energy, helped their brains grow bigger, and made their bodies stronger. Over thousands of generations, this changed everything. Fire wasn't just a flame, it was the spark that lit the path to civilization. But mastering fire alone was not enough. Once our ancestors had light and warmth, they began to see the world differently. They needed tools to hunt bigger prey, build stronger shelters, and shape their surroundings. And so stone became their first true weapon of survival and their first technology. About 3.3 million years ago in Lamekwi, Kenya, the oldest known tools were made. These were primitive knives, scrapers, and sharp flakes struck from larger rocks. These were the first technologies. Thanks to them, humans could hunt better, crack open bones, split meat, dig into the earth. This second invention became the foundation of technology, paving the way for the evolution of the human brain and the development of culture. The first tools demonstrate not only practical skills, but also logical thinking and creativity. It was precisely this ability to create, to shape, and to improve that set humans apart from other species and led them towards civilization. But an even more powerful tool was born inside us: language. No one knows exactly when humans first started to speak, but it is believed that around 100,000 years ago, Homo sapiens had a fully developed language. At first, there were only sounds, whistles, and gestures. But over time, these turned into words and sentences. With language, humans cooperated, organized hunts, shared stories, created myths, and established laws. Without language, there would be no writing, no history, no civilization. Every word we speak today is an echo of that primitive invention that connects us to each other. Language let humans share ideas, and ideas built new tools. One of the greatest was the wheel. No one knows exactly who first shaped wood into a circle that could roll, but around 5,500 years ago, in Mesopotamia, humans built the first known wheel. At first, it carried clay for pottery, then heavy loads for trade. The wheel connected villages, moved people and goods, and set civilization in motion. Without it, there would be no roads, no carts, no wagons, no cars. A simple round shape, yet it pushed us forward faster than ever before. The wheel made it easier to move goods and travel greater distances, connecting villages and traders. But long before wheels rolled across roads, humans had already transformed nature in an even deeper way, through agriculture. Around 12,000 years ago, after the last ice age, people began planting seeds instead of just gathering wild plants. The first farmers learned to grow wheat and barley in the Fertile Crescent, a rich region stretching through Mesopotamia and the Levant. In Asia, they domesticated rice and millet. In the Americas, ancient people cultivated corn, beans, and squash. With farming, humans no longer needed to wander for food. They built permanent homes, stored grain for winter, raised animals, and slowly turned small camps into villages and the first towns. From the first tools to language, the wheel, and the seeds we planted, it all led us here. The first inventions were not just objects, but bridges that connected us to each other. Our story goes on because we still invent, share, and dream.